Welcome back to Pin Drop Wrestling, and today we're talking about the ones that didn't deliver. WrestleMania is supposed to be untouchable. This is the show where WWE empties the tank. The biggest stars, the biggest stories, the kind of moments that stick with you for years. But once in a while, you get a WrestleMania that just doesn't feel right. Whether it's bad booking, dead crowds, weird decisions, or just a lack of energy. Some of these shows completely miss the mark. At number 10, WrestleMania 32. This one is frustrating because visually, it's one of the biggest WrestleManias ever. The stadium is packed, the presentation looks incredible, but the actual card is held together with duct tape. So many top stars were injured going into this show. No Seth Rollins, no Randy Orton, no Daniel Bryan and John Cena in a small cameo appearance. You can feel those absences the entire night. The main event, Triple H versus Roman Reigns, just never connects. The crowd is openly rejecting Roman at this point, and the match feels like it's happening to the audience, not with them. Even moments that should feel big, like Zack Ryder winning the Intercontinental title, feel random rather than earned. It's a long show, it drags, and it never really finds its identity. Number 9, WrestleMania 27. This show feels like it exists just to promote something better. The Rock is everywhere. Cutting promos, hosting, getting involved. But it's all building to WrestleMania 28, not this show. The main event between The Miz and John Cena doesn't feel like a true WrestleMania main event. The finish, with the double countout and restart, just reinforces that the real story is Rock versus Cena next year. Even matches like Randy Orton versus CM Punk, which should have been huge, feel like they never hit that next gear. The whole night just feels flat and directionless. Number 8, WrestleMania 11. This is peak WWE doesn't trust its own roster. Instead of building around their full-time talent, they put the main event spotlight on Lawrence Taylor, an NFL player, going up against Bam Bam Bigelow. And look, the match is fine for what it is, but it doesn't feel like WrestleMania. There's no emotional investment. The rest of the card is forgettable. Diesel versus Shawn Michaels for the title feels cold, and even with Pamela Anderson involved, it doesn't elevate things. It's one of those shows where you finish it and nothing really sticks with you. Number 7, WrestleMania 2. This one is more of a structural problem than anything else. Running the show in 3 different cities sounds innovative, but in execution, it completely kills the flow. You never get into a rhythm because the show keeps jumping locations. One crowd might be hot, then you cut to another that's quieter. It feels disjointed the entire time. There are some decent moments, but nothing feels connected. It's like watching 3 separate shows stitched together without any real cohesion. Number 6, WrestleMania 9. This show had a cool look with the whole Roman theme, but that's honestly the highlight. The matches themselves are mostly underwhelming, and the pacing is slow. But everything comes down to that ending. Yokozuna beats Bret Hart for the WWE Championship. Big heel moment, right? Then Hulk Hogan comes out, challenges him on the spot, and wins the title in seconds. It completely undercuts Yokozuna and makes the entire build feel pointless. Instead of creating a new dominant champion, they go right back to Hogan. It's one of the most criticized finishes in WrestleMania history for a reason. Number 5, WrestleMania 15. This one is carried hard by Stone Cold versus The Rock. That main event delivers. It feels big, it feels important, and it gives fans what they want. But the rest of the show is all over the place. You've got short matches, strange booking decisions, and a lack of cohesion throughout the card. The pacing feels rushed, like they're trying to cram too much into one night without giving anything time to breathe. It's not a terrible show, but compared to other WrestleManias, it just doesn't hold up. Number 4, WrestleMania 4. The tournament concept is great on paper. A full night dedicated to crowning a new WWE champion sounds huge. But the execution is where it falls apart. Most of the matches are extremely short, some ending in disqualifications or draws. There's no time to build momentum or tell meaningful stories within the matches. By the time you get to the finals, the crowd is already worn down. Instead of feeling epic, it feels exhausting. Number 3, WrestleMania 29. This one is the definition of it should have been better. CM Punk versus The Undertaker is incredible and easily the highlight of the night. That match alone saves the show from being much lower. But everything else, it just never reaches that same level. Triple H versus Brock Lesnar feels overlong. And the main event, Rock vs. Cena 2, lacks the electricity of their first encounter. Once Rock gets injured mid-match, it loses even more steam. The crowd never fully comes alive. And for WrestleMania, that's a huge problem. Number 2, WrestleMania 34. This show feels like a marathon you didn't train for. It's way too long, and you can feel the crowd slowly fading as the night goes on. By the time you hit the later matches, people are just tired. Yes, there are some good moments, like Ronda Rousey's debut exceeding expectations, but they get lost in the length of the show. And then you get to the main event, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Instead of a dramatic climax, it turns into a repetitive cycle of F5s and kickouts. The crowd turns, the energy drops, and the show ends on a note that just feels deflating. And at number 1, WrestleMania 36. This one is tough to judge because of the circumstances, but it still lands here. No fans, completely empty arena, split into 2 nights. And while WWE deserves credit for trying something different, the lack of crowd reaction changes everything. Big moments don't feel big. Entrances feel hollow. Matches feel quieter than they should. There are bright spots. The Boneyard match and Firefly Funhouse match are creative and memorable. But overall, it just doesn't feel like WrestleMania. The atmosphere is such a huge part of what makes this event special. And without it, the whole show feels incomplete. And that's the list. And this is one of those topics where nobody fully agrees. Some people will defend certain shows, others will say different WrestleManias deserve to be here. But that's part of the fun. So now I want to know, what's the worst WrestleMania you have ever watched? Make sure to like and subscribe for more wrestling history. I'll catch you next time.